Hey guys, what's going on? So we're going to be talking about the top reasons why you might fail in working with programs like ERC and MFR and stuff like that. So what mistakes have you seen people do that have led them to basically collect zero or not collect as much as they could have?
Well, it's not the top mistakes, plural. It's the top mistake, one. So we have programs that we call Sovereign Concepts, which is comprehensive expense saving and marketing programs. We utilize these in a company called RCM Matter. It works with companies that bill health insurance. But what we're about to talk about is every business, every situation. We've worked with a lot of affiliates. A lot of them are in our medical RCM Matter. A lot of them are in various ERC companies that I've worked with. I'm a healthcare and tax attorney. It's St. Patty's Day, that's why I'm wearing the green. Happy St. Patty's Day. My name's Patty Deegan. This is Armand Ananian. And the single biggest mistake that affiliate salespeople are making is they refuse to keep things simple. There's that old adage, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That adage was created decades ago, and it's truer today than it was in the past. Life is much more complicated than it was in the 50s, 60s, 70s, before our time. But today, life is extremely complicated. People are busy. They're constantly getting pitched with ads. On my cell phone, on my email, I get pitched, and there's violations of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. I could turn in a lot of companies because they're doing things wrong. Life is complicated today. We're bombarded with messages. Deceased colleague, God rest his soul, Chet Holmes, indicated we probably get pitched about 3,000 times a day, whereas in the past it might have been a couple hundred. You're getting pitched on your cell phone, email, electronic billboards. It used to have one message. Well, now it rotates 4 per minute. So you're just driving by, you're getting 4 messages, where in the past you'd see 1. So the point is, you have to keep your pitch simple and direct. And you have to streamline and shorten the sales cycle. If you don't, you're going to miss sales. You can't make it complicated, and the reason is simple. You're not going to have somebody's attention for a long period of time. You're going to have a short window. Work within that window. If you can't get their attention in 30 seconds, you're going to lose them. And then once you have their attention, if you can't take them to the dotted line within a few minutes, you're not going to make the sale. The cartoon character, cha-ching, no sale. We have complex systems that we sell. We've streamlined how you sell them. We make it a 2-step process. Get them to the first step in a brief phone call, and then take them to the more complicated processes later, because once you've gotten a commitment from them, you can expand on that. But if you try and get everything done at once, you're going to fail. You have to keep it simple. You have to shorten the sales cycle. We're here at a convention, a construction conference, where they sell big, huge, heavy equipment. And I see people pitching, and they're taking them out to dinner, and they're trying to follow up. They're lengthening the sales process. You've got to shorten it today. You're not going to get people's attention for very long. So if you're doing any type of affiliate marketing, that's even more true, because you've got to understand that your prospect is getting bombarded, and you have to stand out from them. And the way you stand out is a brief message and a shortened sales cycle. Sign here. Lead them where you want to take them, and do those 3 things. Short pitch, shorten the sales cycle, ask what I call ask for the purchase order, ask for the commitment. Keep it simple.
Patty, I want to add something that really blew my mind with this, and that's that we have all these affiliates, right? And they're like, oh, but you need to take care, you need to account this and that and the other. Oh, let me create this, pun intended. Let me create this resource center and all these other things, ancillary things for the sale, for the affiliates, etc., etc. And we see some of these affiliates building and getting organized and doing all this stuff, and then it ends up being nothing. And then, but I was like, logically, I'm like, oh yeah, no, listen, Patty, they're preparing for stuff, they're organizing, it's not that easy. And then, you know what he replied to me? He's like, I got into a sales call. It was a 30-minute conversation. They were all millions. They were like, where do I sign? And that's it. And so, like, I want you to bring that specific example because it was you start overcomplicating in your head, or people start overcomplicating in their head. And then here is all these affiliates overcomplicating this stuff, and then here is a team reaching out to the prospects, getting them on calls. Patty closes them on 30 minutes or less, and they get the contract, and it's big contracts.
I had a call with a hospital, a first call, and within 20 minutes I got a commitment to sign a contract. Because I kept it simple, I stressed the benefit, and I led them to that conclusion, a presumptive close. I have affiliates that tell me, oh, I need collaterals. You need collaterals, that means you couldn't sell a cure for cancer. Of course we have collaterals, but if you're going to rely on them, you're lengthening the sales cycle. Because you want them to look at the collaterals. What did you think? Well, what do you think, affiliate? They didn't look at them. And if you're going to rely on collaterals, it means you don't know what you're talking about and you've got nothing important to say, and they're not going to listen to you because if you give them a pamphlet or an electronic brochure, there's nothing to say. So the point is, keep it simple. Contact us. We'll go over our different programs. We'll go over different ways. Click on the link below, and we'll welcome you to our programs.
Do you have anything else to add there, Patty? I have something I want to add.
Well, again, I fall back to signing a contract for multi-million dollars on a first phone call is not complicated. And again, we're at the largest construction show here in Las Vegas, and I see the mistakes that all these reps are making for these heavy equipment. I see the mistakes because I work with the owners of the company, and they're getting pitched all the time. And the message isn't getting through because they're not listening. If you make it long, they're not listening.
And you know who else is not listening, Patty? Affiliates are not listening. That's, I think, the second. That's why I wanted to say tips or mistakes, because another recurring frustrating trend for Patty and B is that they have very clear instructions, and yes, we could be clearer, and we are working on it. Each thing that breaks, or we become even more clear. But a lot of times we're very clear on what to do and what not to do, and people decide to go their own way, make their own way, follow their own rules, and what ends up happening there?
No, sir. Well, you did say tip. So another tip is for affiliates: stop talking about yourself. I don't care what kind of personal relationship you have with a prospect, they don't care. Or they'll develop that personal relationship offline. You're there to sell them, and you're trying to streamline the process. The 3 goals again: you're trying to shorten the sales cycle, you're trying to get to the point as succinctly as you can, and 3, lead them toward actually making the commitment, signing the contract, whatever the case may be. Everything you say should be geared toward those 3 things, and talking about yourself is never part of that. We had a meeting the other day, and that gentleman really doesn't know much about either one of Armand or I. We know a lot about him because we listened, but at the end of that meeting we got a commitment from him, because every interaction has to be geared toward getting the commitment, not next steps. Today, a hospital here in Las Vegas, 20 minutes I got the commitment from the chief of staff to sign our agreement. 20 minutes.
And for context, because this is not like small play staff, how much, what's the very minimum that's a commission for anyone, any sub-affiliate, any affiliate selling that?
Well, the contract probably has a value of $50 million, so any affiliate revenue would flow from that number. I mean, it depends where you are in the affiliate level, but obviously a $50 million contract has a lot of money, probably a minimum of $250,000 to an affiliate. So
in 20 minutes.
And I got that in 20 minutes. Now, if an affiliate tried to sell that without me, they would have set up a series of meetings. Eventually, the person from the hospital would have gotten tired of the meetings because their time is valuable. They're in an operating room, they're managing a hospital staff, which is really difficult. They don't want to have a bunch of meetings. Affiliates love meetings. No. And sure, I would rather have a meeting in person, and that particular hospital is here in the giant litter box in Vegas, and I'm in Vegas. It'd be easy to meet with her. But she's out of town on business, so it was a Zoom call. I prefer to have meetings. That's another tip. Sure, we all get used to Zoom during the pandemic, but a face-to-face meeting is always better. But still, you have to have those 3 priorities in mind and still keep it short. Now, are you going to fly to another city to have a 20-minute meeting? No. You can do that over Zoom or Signal, whatever you want to do. But if you don't follow those guidelines, and it doesn't matter what you're selling, you could be selling a cure for cancer. If you don't keep it short, you're going to lose their attention. And we see it all the time. I see it time after time. And what I tell people is, hey, listen, I don't care if you shoot yourself in the foot, just don't use buckshot so that some of it hits me. That's what I've been saying lately. Because I work with staffs that are offshore, speaking in broken English, that are cold calling using AI scripts. And they're outselling American staffs like 10 to 100 to 1. Well, why is it? They listen. The American staffs do what they think they want to do. They talk about themselves. These offshore staffs don't do that.
They keep it simple.
They don't ever talk about themselves. They keep it simple. And they don't have to be told to keep it simple. They figured that out on their own. So on one of my projects, I have an offshore staff that outsells the U.S. staff 100 to 1. You need to learn from that. And that's because they keep it simple. And everything is geared toward getting the person to make the commitment. And you make the commitment as easy as you possibly can, either in terms of money or no obligation or a way to opt out. That's part of your offer. That's part of your pitch. And I've made it as risk-free and painless as possible. That's why my closing on like a $50 million deal is 20 minutes. And you can all learn from that. And that's part of what Sovereign Concepts do. We also have marketing programs. We save companies a lot of money on expenses. And those pitches are just as short. It's not hard. You folks watching this video are making it hard.
There you go. There you go. Don't overcomplicate it. Again, you're going to have all the info on the programs that you can partner on with us below. Reach out to us and we'll go from there. Thank you for watching.